George Peace River, Northern Rockies.
Mr. Speaker, in Dawson City, Yukon, the cost of furnace oil has gone up almost 61% since last year thanks to liberal inflation and carbon tax. Families will now have to pay over $7,600 to heat their homes. Yukoners shouldn't have to decide between staying warm or buying groceries, all while Liberals have not met a single environmental target. They have a tax plan, everybody. We know that, not an environmental plan. Why won't the Liberals give Yukoners a break and cut the carbon tax?
The Honourable Minister of Natural Resources.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Certainly affordability is extremely important. We've taken significant steps, including allocating $250 million for home heating oil replacements with greener alternatives, doubling the GST tax credit. It's also the case, no matter what the Conservatives attempt to mislead, that 8 out of 10 Canadian families get more money back in the rebate from the carbon tax than what they pay. But, Mr. Speaker, it also bears stating that Conservatives also misled Canadians during the recent general election when they campaigned on putting in place a carbon tax. Given that position, the position that they're taking today, each Conservative member in this chamber is in fact breaking a promise they made to the constituents that sent them here. Mr. Speaker, how can Canadians believe
The Honourable Member for Bruce Grey, Owen Sound.
Mr. Speaker, massive Liberal deficits have caused a 40-year high inflation, resulting in major increases in the cost of living. I have many seniors in my riding, like Kathy, who at 68 years of age has had to go back to work in order to pay for utilities, food, and make her mortgage payments. As well, a disabled constituent reached out to me by email this weekend, indicating she's down to 1 meal per day and, in her words, is contemplating applying for assisted death instead of starving to death. What is the government doing for 65 to 74-year-olds, and will the Liberals stop punishing them and cancel all tax increases on gas, groceries, and home heating?
Hear, hear, hear. The Honourable Minister for Seniors.
If I won't take any lessons from the party opposite, whose plan for seniors was to raise the age of retirement to 67, or the attack on their pensions, Mr. Speaker. On this side of the House, we restored that age back to 65. Mr. Speaker, we enhanced the CPP. Mr. Speaker, we increased the guaranteed income supplement that has, Mr. Speaker, lifted thousands of seniors out of poverty. Mr. Speaker, we also increased the OAS by 10%. We're delivering on doubling the GST credit, Mr. Speaker, and with the payments that are going to be going out this Friday. Mr. Speaker, we're going to continue to deliver for all Canadians, including seniors and those living with disabilities. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Montmagny, Liselette, Kamouraska, Rivière-du-Loup. Mr. Speaker, because of this government's endless spending, inflation keeps going up and Quebec families are having to deal with higher and higher bills. When the government should have been prudent in recent years, it has continued to spend lavishly. One example, the costly Arrive Can app, on which $54 million was spent and which could have been created in one weekend for $250,000. Imagine the difference between this. Will this government do the right thing and allow the Auditor General to get to the bottom of this waste? The Honourable Minister. Mr. Speaker, my colleague is talking about Quebec families and what they need. What they need is support from the government, whether it's help for their children, for daycare, or for workers, all these things that the Canadian government has done. And I'm wondering, which of these things would they cut? They have this chop,